In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to start the periodic table lab. So on the very first page, you are going to just define all of these terms. Be careful. For some reason, every year, everyone has trouble defining a heavy metal. If you look it up on Google, you should be able to come up with a pretty general definition. It's basically a metal that is over a certain weight, and the reason we refer to them that way is they have a difficulty. They're usually not great for the environment, but there's lots of ways of defining it, so don't stress that one too much. But the rest of them are definitely, you have these definitions at this point. They don't have to be super textbook definitions, although they can be. You could just put them in your own words if you know what they are. Like if you know what a group is and you know what a period is, you don't need the textbook definition for that. So you're going to do all the definitions, including the ones that you can't see on this page. And then let's get to this part of the lab. Okay, so for valence electrons, all you're going to do is you're going to write in the valence electron numbers for the elements that I have symbols for, all right? Just those, meaning if the box is blank, then don't write it out. You're going to write them out, and then you're going to answer the two questions about the trend. It should be pretty easy. And if you have this sheet with you, you should remember this at this point, it should make filling this information out very, very easy because now all the information is in one spot. So we've got our trend in valence electrons. You're going to do the same for electronegativity. Same thing, you're only going to fill out the ones that are pictured here, and then the ones that are not, you just leave them blank. Again, that same sheet's going to be very helpful. Remember, there are two questions here. Explain the trend, and then the second part of the question, which is what I'm really going to be looking for because the trend is obvious, what is causing the trend? So if you watch my video on that, I have a ton of videos, including I have a couple that I made and a bunch that other people made as far as what's causing these trends. It's pretty simple. It's not that complicated. So we've got electronegativity, atomic radius, same thing. Be careful. I want to see what causes the trends. So those are the important questions. Obviously, knowing the trend is easy enough. You're going to write the numbers down and you're going to be able to figure out it either gets bigger, gets smaller, or it doesn't change. Those are your three options. I want to know why. So there's your atomic radius. Then we're going to do ionization energy, same idea. What's causing the trend? These two questions, 9 and 10, are for the previous periodic table, but I don't think you even... You actually, for 9 and 10, they have nothing to do with the atomic radius table. They're in general, what types of elements, metals or nonmetals. They just kind of got carried over to the next page. Same thing with ionization energy. Remember, what causes the trend is the important thing. If you know the why, then you never have to memorize it. And then the last one would be melting point and boiling point. So now this is the only one that you may not have the information directly written down. But if you go to your reference table, and you go to table S, you can look up melting point and boiling point are right here in Kelvin. They can be in Kelvin, they don't have to be converted. You can just write them down. So you're gonna write down the melting points and boiling points for the elements that are listed. Again, the blank ones we're not gonna do. And then you have some questions right in the middle. So we want the trend in boiling and the trend in melting. I'm not looking for right to left or in general. I really want it to be very general. In general, are the metals higher than the nonmetals, or reversed, or are they the same? And so that's all I want you to answer in terms of the trend. We're not going to get very specific with the trend because this one tends to jump around a little bit more than the others. And that's it for the charts, or at least filling in the periodic table. The next video we'll be talking about how to do the graphs.